Everyone behave. Hi, Tenryu.
Oh, did you introduce yourself? This is Ozan from Norway. This is Chief of Vietnam. Luge, John. Hello, everyone at home. Can you hear okay? Very good.
Yep.
Shall we get started?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, you stay here for a second.
Stay here?
I got to say hello to everybody.
Okay.
You want to join them over there, Luge? You can sit here. Are you going to sit there? Okay. It's one of those days, my little Zendo, we're so crowded. What did I do? Thank you for coming so early, both of you. Hello, everybody. We have a special guest. I have to take a moment just to introduce. Come here, have a seat. This is Hozan, our old friend from Tree Leaf, who is a lot taller than he looks in that little picture. I have to tell you, though he says it's normal height in Norway. I don't know. But say hi to everybody.
Hello, guys. Good to see you.
So you just flew in this morning, and I picked you up at the airport and brought you here.
Right
Just
away.
for our Zazen,
Yes,
right?
yes. And I'm going back right after.
Actually, his wife is Japanese, and his in-laws are here. He lives in Yokohama, so he came from the other side of Tokyo. Maybe what time did you get up?
4:30. I got up.
He got up at 4:30 to be here now, which is I'm terrible at math. 3.5 hours ago, and took all the trains. And I met you at our little station here.
Yeah.
So. How many times have you been to Japan?
4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. What was the longest?
That was the last time. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. And I know you have a home with your wife's family.
Yes.
But this is your other home, okay?
Yes.
All right. How does it feel to actually be here and to see our magnificent? You don't see in the little camera how big this place is. Really vast. How does it?
It is a pilgrimage. It's very nice.
Good.
Very nice, beautiful here. Yes.
Good. Well, without further ado, we'll get started.
Yeah.
So, Heart Sutra. Do you need the paper or are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, that's right, around there. Okay, you're gonna be there? Okay, right. Well, if you've been here before, you know what to do, and if it's your first time, just follow along.
마가한야하람이다 싱요 간지자이버사즈교진 한야하람이다 지쇼겐곤가이그도 이사이그 야그샤리시 시기프이그그흐이 시기시기 서구제 그그 서구제 시기주소 교시기 야급번여제 샤리시제 쇼호구소프 쇼프 매츠프 그흐조 후조후겐제고 그주무시기마주소 요시기마겐니비제신니마시기쇼고미 소구호메겐가이나이시마이시기가이마마며 야금마마며 진나이시마로시 야금마로시 진마구슈메스도마시 야금마도구이마쇼도꺼보다이사따에 한야 在天道無所行年半ち税小仏へ般若波羅蜜多孤独はのぐたら三脈三菩提五智般若波羅蜜多税大人種税大名種税無常種税無等々種の上一切具真実不合語説般若波羅蜜多種即説種What's gyate gyate hara gyate hara so gyate bochi soaka hanya shinyo. The identity of relative and absolute. The mind of the great sage of India is intimately conveyed west and east, while human faculties are both wise or dull, in the way there are no northern or southern ancestors. The subtle source shines clear in the light, the branching streams flow in the dark. To be attached to things is primordial illusion. To encounter the absolute is not yet enlightenment. All spheres, every sense and field, intermingle even as they shine alone, interact and even as they merge, yet keeping their places and expressions of their own. Sights differ primarily in shape and character, and sounds in harsh or soothing tones. The dark makes all words one. The brightness distinguishes good and bad phrases. The four elements return to their true nature as a child turns to its mother. Fire is hot, water is wet, wind moves and the earth is dense. Eye and form, ear and sound, nose and smell, tongue and taste the sweet and sour. Each independent of the other, like leaves that come from the same root. And though leaves and root must go back to the source, both root and leaves have their own uses. Light is also darkness, but do not think of it as darkness. Darkness is light, do not see it as light. Light and darkness are not one, not two, like the foot before and the foot behind in walking. Each thing has its own being, which is not different from its place and function. The relative fits the absolute as a box and its lid. The absolute meets the relative like two arrow points that touch in midair. Hearing this, simply perceive what is, make no criterion. If you do not see the way, you do not see it even as you walk upon it. Walking forward in the way, you draw no nearer, progress no farther. One who fails to see this truth is mountains and rivers away. Listen, those who would perceive this subtle matter, live well your time by night and day. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reciting the heart of the perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra and the identity of relative and absolute, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, honored one, the historical Buddha and teacher, And to those ancestral teachers, Eihei Dogen Honored One, Soji Keizan Honored One, all successive honored ones up until Jigaku Rempo honored one and Gudo Wafu honored one, and to all other honored ones throughout history, same yet diverse honored ones whose names have been forgotten or left unsaid. We also dedicate these efforts to the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, to all awakened ones and teachers in all places and times. We especially seek tranquility and well-being for all creatures now suffering or ill in health. May they be serene through all their ills. May their lives be at peace and wisdom pervade the darkness of ignorance. We dedicate our hopes and aspirations to all victims of war and violence and natural events, to the injured and to all families touched by these tragedies, to the healing of hatred in all countries and among all peoples, to the wisdom and compassion of our world leaders, to the peace of the world and harmony of all beings. Thus let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled, and compassion bloom in perpetual spring. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Zazen? Okay, I'm going to try to move the fans a little bit to get some air in here, but if the fan is too strong or something, let me know. I'm also going to try to get a mosquito coil somewhere for you.
I'm all right. Totally.
I hope my wife thought that. I told her to.
Not really.
You don't have to. We need a bigger Zafu? Isn't that a little small for you? Why don't you take the bigger one? Maybe. Okay. You know how to get on? Please?
Approximately.
Here, watch your head there. Okay. Really? I never had to say this before. Watch your head. First plan. Kinhin. Okay. Zazen?
Maybe what you're supposed to do in the Japanese symbol is put the white part that way, get on it, grab it, and spin around. Don't do it, it's too dangerous, but also much of it. The other thing is, if you can, when you sit, straighten your slipper. It's hard. Okay, it's tricky. This is the most dangerous one. Okay? Go ahead, I'm watching. That's okay. Now turn. Nice little. Good. Nice. Good, good, good. Okay.
Kinhin.
Be careful, it's very dangerous. Zen is very dangerous. If you need the bathroom, now is the time to. Okay? Okay? very well the metta verses?
Not too well. I don't know how to understand.
Yeah. Do you know how to do the metta verses? So do you know the verse of atonement and the 4 vows very well?
Yeah.
Like how we do them? Yeah. Okay. Your job. Okay. At the end. Okay. If you need them, here they are. I'll put them all again. Okay, we will have a talk. Anne Marie, since you just came, you can sit Zazen during the talk or listen to the talk, but it could be Zazen time too. Okay. And you guys, so you don't have to look at my back. Maybe you can all come over here somehow, bring your cushion. John, maybe you're okay there, but come on, be social. Fiona, small change at the end. You will do the bells, but Hozan is going to do the verse of atonement and the 4 vows, okay? At the end.
No problem. Yeah, I heard.
Okay?
Yeah.
First time we're going to have Eno and Dawn in 2 different places today. Okay, just make yourself comfortable for this part. You can drink some tea. By the way, we have tea over there, self-service. During my talk, get up, get yourself tea. Don't worry on formalities. Over there, and you can sit Zazen, you can listen. Try not to sleep. It's okay. It's happened before. Where did I put my glasses? Is this going to be tricky? Okay. I guess I can see enough. Oh, squint.
I see some glasses there.
Oh, yeah, those are my emergency glasses in case I do what I just did. Very good. Yeah, my emergency glasses. Okay. May we have the verse to open the sutra? One second. Okay. Okay, good.
The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning. The Dharma, incomparably profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered but rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain this. May we all realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
All right, lovely. Well, Zen Buddhism, I've come to the conclusion after so many years, is basically what they call a non-dualist practice, which means that it's somehow about transcending. These glasses are terrible, by the way. I'm wearing my emergency glasses. It's basically about transcending all the divisions and separations of this world. Not only the me and you, but the this and that, the yesterday and today and tomorrow, the up and down. And somehow figuring out how that all comes together as the me and you, the this and that, the up and down. And that is basically what Zen is about. Now you've heard it. Okay, goodbye and good luck. Well, actually, no, not so simple, because people have various interpretations and approaches about what that means. And our little section today is something of a trip through history and also a trip through, shall we say, time and differences in approaches, telling how the history of Buddhism, really, and how at the heart of all that, the differences even amongst Buddhists, it's really all the same thing. And then, by the end of this talk, my job is to make this relevant to you and to our life in this world. Because if I'm just talking about how we should say things transcendent of this daily life, then I'm doing you no service at all. So I got to bring this home. And later I'll tell you a very good way we're going to do that. But this is number 5 of the 10 mysterious or subtle or unfathomable talks by the 10th century Soto master. We have a Chinese native here. Oh my gosh. Okay. How's my pronunciation? Tong An Chong Cha. Mama Hoo Hoo. Tong An Chang Cha. Okay. Or in Japanese, Doan Josatsu. That's a little easier for me. But if you haven't been here for our other four talks, don't worry. As I've said before, these are not really a series. They're 10 different poems approaching wisdom in the same but a little bit different way. You're not missing anything. We just jump right in. I did put the classical Chinese there for our native speaker today. Does that help at all?
Yeah.
It does? It does? Okay, okay. Because even in English, for English speakers, it's not so easy. This is called Bukkyo, which is the title of the section, which just means Buddhist teachings. And I believe the reason that is the title is it goes through the width and the depth and the history of various Buddhist teachings. Beginning with the first verse, the 3 vehicles spoke golden words, one after another. But the Buddhas of the past, present, and future only declare the same thing. The 3 vehicles can have a couple of interpretations, but it can mean, for example, the original hearers who were there to hear the Buddha's words, and other, shall we say, more solo practitioners, and then later traditions which became like the Mahayana, or it can mean the South Asian traditions, like the Theravada, or it can mean the Mahayana, or it can mean the Tibetan Buddhists and the Shingon Buddhists, who are the esoteric Mikyo Buddhists. Those could be 3 vehicles too. It basically means all the different schools of Buddhism here, all the different ways to practice. We have so many different kinds of ways to practice. We are Zen Buddhists. Even in Zen Buddhists, we have the Soto and the Rinzai. We have the Pure Land people who chant to Amida. We have, as you saw, I went to visit my wife's family the other week, And they are Nichiren Buddhists who herald the name of the Lotus Sutra. That is their way. And even in the Mikyo, in the esoteric Buddhism, the Japanese Shingon is quite different from the Tibetans. And who's right? Well, that's the point. Different strokes for different folks, I think is the way you would say this. But the Buddhas of the past, present, and future only declared the same thing. At the heart of all the differences, I never say that my way is the right way for everybody. My way is the right way for me and you silly folks who have decided to be here too. Hopefully it's the right way for you. And you may be here for, oh, these glasses are terrible. You may be here for a year or two, or even hopefully longer than a few days. And you might decide, well, no, I'm going to try something else. No hard feelings. I'm not looking at you, Anne-Marie. I was just happened to be like, no hard feelings, because different ways for different folks. And I will be a great ecumenical voice to say, even the Christians and the Jews and Islam, even atheistic scientists sometimes can hear in their equations, shall we say, the music of the universe, something. Different ways to approach this. It doesn't all have to be our way. Now, I think our way of sitting shikantaze is excellent medicine, as you've heard me here say, week in, week out, just putting everything down. But some people need to pray to a Buddha, and some people need to pray to Jesus. I'm not going to say that they're wrong. Okay, so in the beginning, when they expounded the reality of skandhas and then complete every emptiness, everyone got attached to it. In early Buddhism, there was some feeling that the self, us, is not real, and maybe there's great impermanence, mostly in us, maybe in the whole world, but some things are very real. Some things, these were called the dharmas. There were certain things that were real. And one of the things that they focused on was the skandhas. The skandhas can basically be called the senses, the eye, the ear, the nose, and the things we perceive too, the object of the eye, the thing we see, the things we hear, and the mind. And when you put this all together, the skandhas and the incoming sense data of the world and the brain, you basically get the illusion of you as a separate person. Of course, I don't mean to tell you you're completely a figment of your imagination, but the point of the early Buddhists was that if you really analyze, they were way ahead of their time. If you analyzed us, we're basically a mind-created model of a world and a self that is data coming in from the senses. Okay? And hi, Anne.
Marie.
I'm not here. You're actually seeing a vision of me between your ears. You realize that?
Anne Marie.
Well, you're short for Anne, right? I can't call you Anne?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I'm attached to my name.
Okay, I've been calling Anne Marie Anne, just to be like casual. I asked Lu Ge, right? If I should call her Lu Ge, or Ge Lu, and she said, call me what you want. But then I said this morning, well, what are the tones in Chinese for your name? And I completely messed that up. But and I said, at one point, my Norwegian friend here was from Sweden. So this is what I do. This is what I do. Anne-Marie. Okay. In any event, beyond Anne-Marie and Lu Ge and Hozan and John and Jundo and all of you, there's a great emptiness in which all our separation floats away. And early Buddhism also noted that all the separate things are lost in emptiness. Everything is empty. There's really nothing to pin down. And this said, everyone got attached to that, which is kind of a little criticism. So Buddhism moved on to something further, another way to look at it. Later, when they negated both reality and emptiness, everyone discarded it again. This line, I looked at several commentators. This line in the poem actually gets a little disagreement in folks, and the translation is a little hard to understand. But basically, here's the basic scheme. Okay, I said Zen is one of the non-dualist philosophies. Okay? All the separate things of the world, you've heard this many times from me, it's one of the best images, are like waves on the sea. Okay? You got the sea, the ocean, right? And you and me and the tree and the moon are waves that appear on the sea. They rise, they float along the sea, and they're impermanent. After a while, everything, even the moon, will someday return to the sea. Okay? And Hozan, Jundo, we're not here forever. We're not here forever. Right now is our wave. The trouble is, as human beings, typically, that's all we think of ourselves as, just the wave. But the wave is also like an ocean, the flowing ocean that was here before, during, and after the little wave rises and falls. So part of our practice, and not just our practice, the Hindus do the same, the Taoists, even many Christian mystics. When you realize your ocean nature, you realize that the coming and going of the wave is not the only way to experience who you are and who. Hey, Zazen,
Yes.
first time?
First time.
Oh, you should have told me. Well, we're in the middle of something. Just come in, sit down, listen. What's your name?
Misaki Ha.
Oh, Misaki, come in, come in. Well, just have a seat, grab some tea. Okay. We have a surprise visitor. Anyway, a surprise wave has just rolled in. Okay? So part of our practice is to realize our waveness. And many of the chants we do, the Heart Sutra, what we chanted before, the identity of relative, all the separate things, and absolute, the wholeness, they're about this, right? The subtle source, that's the wholeness, and the branching streams, the separation, are really the same from two different angles. The waves are the ocean is the waves. Okay? And this said, don't get caught up in that too. Don't get caught up in that too. It's incredibly freeing to realize, oh, I'm not just a wave. The world is not just a wave. We are not just waves. We're also the ocean. Okay? But don't get caught up in that. Don't get lost in just those notions. And later Buddhism moved on to even get a little more subtle about this. Some beautiful teachings called the Huayan, the Kegon, which were very influential directly and indirectly on Zen, which makes the point that, get this, not only is every wave the ocean, some people think, oh, I should lose my wave self and just realize my ocean nature. That is enlightenment. That's a mistake. To be an ordinary person and just know your wave self and not realize you're the ocean, that's a mistake too. To think, oh, I'm the wave in the ocean, that's a little closer. All right, but you got to really feel this, not just understand it intellectually. But then Buddhist teachings even got a little funkier. I think that's a good word. And they said, for example, oh, each wave is every other wave and the whole ocean. Because this wave is the ocean. That wave is the ocean. So ocean is ocean. So this wave is that wave. Someone posted some mathematician had written some approaches to the Mahayana, and they touched on this a little bit. Okay? So you're the wholeness, I'm the wholeness. So from some aspect, we are each other. So how to say, you are Jundo Hozaning. His name is Hozan. That one I could get right. And Jundo is Hozan Jundoing. The bird, I like to say, the bird in the sky is the fish flying, The fish in the sea is the bird swimming like that. Okay? And then also we went around and we said, oh, the emptiness fully, how to say, illuminates each separate thing. So not only are you empty of self, you realize your own sacredness as the whole universe too. Somehow the emptiness comes back and says, you're a big okay. So Anne-Marie got that right this time. You're perfectly Anne-Marie. Luge, the whole universe is somehow in you. You are shining as Luge. Hozan, all of this is you. Even though you're just the kind of a drop of it, it's all of it is you. Okay? Wow. We're getting cosmic today, right? We're really woo. We're really out there. Okay? So then all these separate sutras were written. So many sutras expressing this in so many different ways, literally filling libraries. And thus it says, the complete treasury of sutras in the Dragon Palace is meant to be prescriptions. Prescriptions here just means like principles, guidebooks. The Dragon Palace is this image, probably the palace of the Nagas, where all the Buddha's sutras, especially the later ones, were kind of kept hidden and gradually revealed, gradually discovered. There was always the question of how the Mahayana sutras, which came way after the time of the historical Buddha in India, how was that possible? Well, the Nagas were keeping them, and then gradually, when the time was right, they would let out, here's the Lotus Sutra, here's the Kegon Sutra, So you got all these different sutras, like you've got all the different interpretations of the Bible and anything. Which one is right? And the point here is they're just all describing the same thing in different ways, like that. Okay? So they're all just meant as prescriptions. They're all just meant as their own little guidebooks to the same thing. Even the Buddha's last teaching does not teach the unfathomable. Even the last teaching is supposed to be the Kegon-shu, the Huayan Sutra that I said. There's another sutra called the Last Teaching of the Buddha, but there's the real last teaching is supposed to be this Kegon Sutra, which teaches that somehow you are everything, everything is you, and even that doesn't really get to it. You can't. This is to be experienced and known. Okay. It's truly mysterious and unfathomable. If even one deluded thought arises in the world of true purity, this already means spending 8,000 years in the world of human beings. So this unfathomable is so beyond words. To describe how the ocean is the wave and the wave is every other wave and the whole ocean pours in every wave, that's a really nice image. Now throw that away too. All right? To really, if I describe to you, we're not near the beach right now. You've all been to the beach, right? If I tried to describe to you the beach, well, there's water and there's waves and there's some sand. Am I even doing justice to the Pacific Ocean? I'm not even close to describing all the magic and mystery and depths and living life in the Pacific Ocean. So when I say, my little talk here, or even when you read a whole sutra, you're not getting close to how wondrous this truly is. And that's why we do our practice of sitting on the cushion, dropping for a time our thoughts of separation, putting down our thoughts of this or that or what happened yesterday or what could happen tomorrow, just sitting here, letting the thoughts be, but letting them go light, letting the light shine through the thoughts. This is what we do as we sit, and in the bones, the wisdom of this unfathomable hopefully begins to burn bright. because all the talking I'm doing here is nothing more than a user's manual to actually running the show. Okay? That's the point he made here. Okay? And it's completely useless. Well, no, that's wrong. It's actually the heart of our practice and has a million uses. And let me explain how. If I just left the talk here in this cosmic woo-woo, you're the ocean is you, I would do you a great disservice. Because this has to be brought to our living life. Oh, sure, there's some aspect about this, about who you really are and what's going to happen after your wave crashes, after the end of your life. You are the ocean. No, that's true too. But down here, you know, on Saturday, July the 4th, 2026, what good does this do you? And I'm going to tell you, this is the most powerful medicine we have to help you understand your daily life. Let me explain how. Let me just check the time here. Okay. We got problems in life and in this world. I'm going to talk about your special issue in a moment. And this is the most powerful medicine that Buddhists can offer to those problems. I'm gonna say something I've noticed in Buddhism, a lot of Zen teachers on the internet recently, and they talk about good topics like how to deal with anger, how to deal with grief and sadness, how to deal with worries about the world or your own life, how to deal with all kinds of problems, social justice issues. If you do that too much while leaving out everything I just spoke about, it's just a self-help talk. You could get it from a magazine. Well, they don't have magazines anymore, but you can get it from TikTok or wherever people get their self-help information these days. The biggest medicine we have to add is what I just spoke about. And let me give you an example of that. So, Dr. Luge, doctor?
Yeah, I'm not.
You are actually a biologist.
Yeah, but I have PhD degree.
You have PhD?
Yeah.
In biology?
Pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceuticals. Okay. And you do research. It's okay to say, right? On cancer.
Yeah.
Okay? Cancer research. Okay. And that involves you're actually using animals. And this bothers you sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you say sometimes the animals get sick because you're testing pharmaceuticals on them and they die sometimes, or
They always die.
they always die. But I mean, even if the animal lives, at the end of the experiment, you're supposed to.
We have to kill.
How do you do that, by the way?
Here in the company, like we put some drug and just kill them.
You put drug?
Yeah.
Like a gas?
Yeah, kind of.
And the animal die?
No, we just do like pull the tail.
I'm sorry, I can't.
We pull the tail.
Yeah.
To like.
You actually pull the mouse and you break the.
Yeah.
You break.
Neck.
Yeah. By hand.
Yeah, by hand.
By hand. Boom.
By hand.
You have to do this.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought the great science you actually would have invented a machine or something. Okay. You have to do it by hand. That's just, and you have to do this for hundreds of mice, I imagine.
Maybe some, maybe more.
Huh?
Maybe some, maybe more.
Oh.
I have to.
And how, as a Buddhist, do you approach that? I'm going to say from many, many, many ways. I had a similar, I worked when I was a kid, a veterinarian for a short time. and the sick dogs and cats would come. And the veterinarian took this kid. I was like 16 years old. He said, hold the dog. Boom. And we were putting the animals to sleep. And first off, it was unbelievably shocking to me, but it was real life. And it was also, strangely, maybe the start of what I'm doing here today, because that's the first time I really started to think about life and death right there, because of that doctor that I worked for briefly. And then, like many of us, we've often encountered life and death in this world. But how do you deal with the moral issues? If what I was talking about before doesn't help you address that, then it's worthless. But I'm here to say that it has great power in helping you find the answer to what you're doing. If you realize there's not only one answer to it. So I'm going to give you several approaches here. Okay? First off, and by the way, I want to say I'm a cancer survivor myself. Thank you. Okay? Because of researchers like you, Daddy's still kicking. Okay? So thank you very much. But first off, in the ocean, you'll be pleased to know there is no cancer, or mice, or luge, or coming and going, no birth and death. The ocean, the wholeness, without the separate pieces, is somehow so whole that all those concerns of separate beings, separate things, wash away. Okay? And that's a very good thing to experience and know. It's not the whole answer, but you got to know that that is true too. Just like sometimes a painting can be known as, oh, a painting is paints and a canvas, and there's art and it's light. All true ways to see things. In this wholeness, there is no sickness and death. The ocean rolls on. But of course, that's not the end of the story. Because in this relative world where we live, there is cancer. There is birth and death. There are mice and separate things. And somehow, if we know them as the ocean and the separate things, that's somehow greatly freeing, because we can see something beyond the death that is happening to the mice, something even beyond the cancer. By the way, the cancer, I don't fault the cancer too. Cancer is just trying to live too. The cells, you know. Even the cancer is a wave, the whole universe shining in its way. There's an aspect we should not be mad at the cancer too. But me telling you that there's something beyond birth and death doesn't mean that we don't want to stick around here as long as we can. At least I do. So there is birth and death too. The waves are real. The waves are real. And this leads to the dilemma of, even though from one aspect there is no death, in this world of life and death, how do we live? And that comes down to certain hard ethical choices and our precepts. So just like you heard today that there are all the different schools of Buddhism and all the different views, I am not going to claim that my interpretation I'm about to give you is the only way. The relationship between Buddhists and animals has been very complicated through the history of Buddhism. Why? Well, we didn't have oncology researchers 500 years ago, but we did have Buddhism appearing in the land of farmers who also had to deal with mice and other animals in a different way. And of course, sometimes there was the whole issue of eating animals, which also Buddhists may disagree with. The Buddha was kind of take whatever is put in your bowl, including meat. Then the Chinese got to very, as we say in Japanese, kibishi, very strict about this. No meat. And then the Japanese, being the Japanese, went, well, we'll eat meat again. We just won't call it meat. It's very strange. We'll just pretend it's not. So the Japanese are kind of, Japanese Buddhists, it depends on the individual, but Japanese Buddhists are kind of not strictly vegetarian again. But I don't want to get into the subject of vegetarianism. I want to get in the subject of needing to kill animals. The farmers, including Buddhist monks, lived on crops like wheat, which they would store in houses. And the mice would come and they would eat the crops. And even the Buddhists would need to kill mice, including the Chinese Buddhists. Because otherwise you would have great periods, and it happened in China anyway, when 1 million people would starve if you didn't do that. You had to prevent the pests, as they call them. Again, we use the word pests, but they're just doing their thing. So I found a lovely teaching about this from a Chinese teacher many years ago. Our house, in this case, it wasn't mice, it was termites. We live in a wooden building and we had termites. And the only way to do that, we had to replace some wood, but we had to kill termites. So I, being a Buddhist, thought, well, wait a second, isn't there something I'm supposed to do before we kill the termites? And I found this lovely teaching, right? He said, here's what they do in the Buddhist monastery. First, they put a little note and they say, termites, we're very sorry. Would you please go away? They literally put a little note there next to where the termites are. Then he'd wait a day, and then he would chant something and say, termites, please, I'm really serious. Please go away. Okay, and if they don't go away, they would do what they would have to do, killing the termites. First off, I think you should do that. You should go to the animals and remember their sacredness, and you should bow and say thank you. I've posted a little ceremony, a description of a little ceremony, all the sign, and they can't do it as a Buddhist ceremony because it's government related. But for example, at the National Hospital here, it's because it's a government institution, they do a non-sectarian version of this. All the professors and researchers and doctors and nurses come out, and there's a little monolith, and they bow, and it says, thank you to the animals. Thank you. That's the first thing you do. We feel gratitude. Let me tell you, as a cancer survivor, I am grateful for what you do, and I am grateful to the mice. Right now, I don't think that there is a choice. If it is between the mice and saving little children who have pediatric cancer or adults who have cancer, not me, I'm talking in general, I think the mice are giving themselves to this. The relationship of animals to Buddhism has been very complicated through the centuries, but it's not unlike Genesis in the Bible. The animals are here in part to support the other animals, including us. You may notice that in nature, animals eat animals, and we eat animals, and animals depend on other animals. This is what nature does. Now, Buddhism teaches us that we need to rise above many times our animal nature. But it is very, very difficult to be completely free of our animal nature. And I think that there are times that we need, in this case, to kill animals because you are actually saving life. And it's a choice. You say, well, how, 100 mice for one human being? How do you weigh that? It is, yeah, it's 100 lives for one life. But yet, we have to make that choice. Maybe it's 10,000 mice for one human being.
Maybe more.
Huh?
Maybe more.
Maybe more. In Buddhist view, I know the mice feel something. You've told me. They sometimes look like they're scared still, right? The ants, the termites, the mice, they do not feel about life and death to the Buddhist view with the complexity of a human being. There is something special about the human mind. They are simpler life forms. I don't think that they approach death with the same existential crisis of a human being. I've got a cat there in my house, 18 years old, I think. We're not sure. That cat is getting a little old. I don't think it's sitting there going, gee, I wonder if I got to call my lawyer for my estate planning and what's going to happen to my family here without me and where am I going here? Is there a cat heaven? Which cat religion should I join to figure this out? And is there cat hell? I hope I've been a good cat. You know, I don't think it's doing all the things that we do to add complexity to this. I think the animals, to some sense, are born without realizing they're born, live while they're alive, and die without realizing what death is. I don't think my cat is worrying, what comes next? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the cat is just taking it, shall we say, day by day, or food bowl by food bowl would be more like it, I think. Beautiful animal. I'm grateful to the animals. So what I'm suggesting is these animals are giving themselves, whether even though they cannot say it voluntarily. You are doing what is to be done, and you are saving life. And you are doing what a bodhisattva needs to do, which is kind of, I don't want to say take the hard part on yourself. You are serving the world by doing something we don't want to do. I don't want to kill a mouse, but I am grateful to you for doing it for me and all the other millions of people here. You're doing something and the mouse is doing something for all of us. And you just have to think of it that way. Now, it can get a little more, she's researching cancer medicine. I was always saying, well, what about cosmetic animal testing and floor cleaner? You know? Now, honestly, I think that it gets to be a little more ambiguous. Do we want to kill thousands of mice to get better lipstick? Okay. I have a problem with that. But then again, here's what I can say about that. If people are going to use lipstick and floor cleaner anyway, and some of it might be dangerous to people, then it might also be necessary in some way under this crazy capitalist system as we have it right now, that I would prefer that the lipstick and floor cleaner is tested before we put it in the marketplace and children or other people die from it. All of the things, look around the room where you are now. There are so many dangerous things. What you're putting in your body, food you eat each day. Be grateful that it's tested these days, even though Bobby Kennedy, I didn't say it, even though people want to stop the testing sometimes. Be grateful that things are tested. So again, that case too. Thank you to the animals who give themselves for our safety and health. Just like the animals sometimes we eat, or even if you're a vegetarian, think about you kill the insects, how many, or mice in the field to be a vegetarian. I told you the mice are eating the wheat. Well, the wheat is the vegetarian part, but think about how many mice have to die so the vegetarian can eat. We cannot get by in this world without killing animals. We should minimize it. We should be as humane as possible, but that is what we do sometimes. So I'm grateful to those animals, and I am grateful for the farmers who take it upon themselves to bring me the food, even if they must sometimes kill. And I am grateful to the scientists who keep us safe, and to their mice. That's my opinion. Okay? And also never forget the ocean where the mice are there and the cancer, it all washes away. Okay? That's true too. I don't know if that solved the ethical dilemma. I hope it helps a little. Okay? Feel free to disagree with any of what I said. So now I'd like to give you an opportunity to do that. Speak freely. If you think what I said was wrong or there are other takes on it, do not hesitate. No one's going to kick you out of the door. Any questions or comments or anything, any discussion or feelings on that? What do you think?
I do think animals mourn their
You
dead.
got to come close. Wait a second.
Oh.
Wait a minute. We got a little extra microphone here. We're going to pass it around. Here.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say that I do think animals do mourn their dead. For example, elephants.
Yep.
And also crows, actually. Like, they hold funerals for their dead. So I do think animals have a sense of what death is. Not maybe all of them, but some of them do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Especially the higher animals like cows and things. That's what concerns me much more. Speaking personally.
So just a comment, because I just finished reading the book called Street Zen.
Mm-hmm.
A book about Isan Dorsey,
Right.
the Zen teacher in California back in the days. And in that book, he has I noticed a really nice definition of compassion that struck me, and he opposed that to what he called stupid compassion, which was always being nice to everybody, always. He said compassion is the ability to act accurate in a situation. And for me, that kind of opened up that sometimes you need to do stuff that you don't feel is comfortable, and it's maybe not comfortable to the person or to the animal that you do something to. But it's accurate, so to speak, action, perhaps.
If I remember that book too, Isan Dorsey, again, I'm way out of date on the correct terminology. He liked to dress in women's clothes. And there's a section of that book where he speaks of the freeing nature of that, including cosmetics, his use of cosmetics. So you see, things are very, very complicated in many things. You can tell with the way I look. I don't use a lot of cosmetics. You probably can guess that. But some people find them incredibly freeing and a method of expression. So even that might be a necessity, we might say. How about folks at home? Any comments? Yeah, B. Can't hear you.
My apology, technology. I forgot to turn on the microphone. I think it's a really interesting topic and a really difficult one precisely because of what it brings up. And I think asking the questions and not ignoring the discussion with ourselves is extremely important, because there's this constant risk of finding the simplest justification for something and going along with it. But asking ourselves questions helps us precisely do what was brought up before, realize that it's not up to us to decide the value of life, whether an animal is worth less than we are, or whether an animal feels less than we do. But when I stand in front of that choice, I owe reality that discussion with myself. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? What is happening? What is the dynamic here? What is my karmic entanglement in this? And then function based on those questions. Not to ask the questions would be the wrong approach. But to ask the questions is already to be engaged in handling this in the wisest, most compassionate way, I think.
I think that's what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to not ignore the question. Not ignore the question. I can't say what I'm saying. Again, what I'm saying is not the definitive answer. I'm saying that's the answer I've come with, and you would have to come to your own. There is no one right Buddhist answer here. Okay, I am not the Pope. Even the Pope, he's kind of flexible these days. But just flew out of my head something. Oh, I'm very glad, by the way, I'm a Buddhist futurist. I've been officially described in a couple of places now as Jundo, the Buddhist futurist, because it lets me have another cop-out here. And what is my cop-out? Well, I very much hope that soon there will be AI or other technology that are substitutes for mice, and you won't need the mice anymore. Just like I often say, oh, what about vegetarianism? And I immediately turn to, well, artificial meat is coming. That's a Buddhist futurist cop-out. I'm very much hoping that very soon this whole question becomes a thing of history. Okay? All right? So let's hope. Anyone else? Anyone else? John? Okay?
It's a slightly different question, but let's say in the future when we don't need to eat animals and we don't need them for experiments anymore, what then happens to the animal populations?
John said, what happens to the animal population if we don't need them to experiments and things? Well, some people have raised the fact that the cows only exist because they're on the cow farm. The mice only were born because they were raised by a company specifically for your testing purposes. So if you weren't doing your testing, they never would have lived at all. See, incredibly complicated. Your testing actually gives life to the mice. This world is not simple. All right? What is given is also taken away there. Anyway, once again, we've gone long. We haven't resolved anything. I hope you realize, though, that Buddhism, our Zen practice, tries to shine a light on even these very difficult subjects, does not ignore them, and tries to look at you. I'm looking at you, Taiji, and I'm looking at you, Koriki, just to say, okay, now you find your answer in your heart in light of the Buddhist precepts and our practice. What do you feel about this? Okay, we'll just leave it there. Can we have the verse to close the sutras?
Yes, I just want to make a note of Tenryu's little mouse. I think he's got a mouse in his hand.
Say again?
Which is ironic. Tenryu
What?
has a mouse in his hand, and I think it's ironic. Look at
Oh! We have a mouse.
Okay. May the merits of these teachings penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together may realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, O Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Mahaprajna Paramita.
Okay. Well, we had a newcomer come to talk. I got to go introduce myself and get him acclimated. But right now we're going to have a 30-second stretch. Seikon, you got a 30-second stretch for us? We can do?
Sure, 30 seconds. All right.
Yeah.
Fingers interlace, palms to the ceiling.
Okay.
Stretch
All
out.
right. Yeah.
And then just a little twist each way here. Nice and gentle.
Okay.
Nothing too hard.
Okay, not too hard.
No, no, no. Maybe a little side to side. Whatever your back feels like it needs.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that is good.
stay there.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's go sit. Now. Okay. You go back.
Thank you.
You.
I don't want to have any issues. I don't want to sit.
Oh, sit chair style.
Can I sit from here or there? Maybe?
Yeah. No problem. No problem. We have 3 chair sitters
Okay.
today, including me. 1 second, dear. Hey, you're in my chair. No, that's okay. 1 second. Come down. What's your name? Mihaku? Mitaku. Okay. Misaki, sorry. I'm Mini ga chotto toi. 英語大丈夫？日本語？Okay. Okay. Zazen 初めて？
Yes.
Oh, okay. No. I'm going to talk a little. It's okay if they hear. So, ごめんなさい。フースにね、今、土曜日だと、ちょっと長い3時間。フースに10時間。9時間。今日はぐらい話しましたんですけど、今日だけ普通にザゼンは普通に初めて。学生さん。違うな。ザゼンのメディアのこれがそうでしょ。疾患座るだけ。座るだけにちょっとこれが本当に見ることができます。アイディアはね、人間朝から晩まで考えすぎます。朝の時に、昨日のことを明日のことを今日のしなければならないこと。これが好き、これだけでもいろいろ判断とか、いろいろ悩んでいるとか、いろいろ将来のことを悩んでいる、昨日のことをいろいろね、今、さまね、それ逆に、この全部のことを歌は、何かきれいに簡単な複雑なことをね、大きい、そういう簡単な、さすが本当に複雑じゃない。やること、しなければならない。本番的なアイディアをね、複雑。だから、一番大事なこと、それとスマートにはね、きっと、体違うんですけど、日本ではね、痛い。本当にそういう目的じゃない。慣れてくるとはね、すごい安定、コンフィデント、楽。
そうですね。彼が私が足ちょっと年を取っていただいたら、これでもね、楽なコンフォートなそうです。痛いってそういうの結構姿勢はね、まっすぐすれば、これはダメ。これだ。でもまっすぐリラックス。一番、これはすごく、ね、この空気はね、深いと鼻からね、口、私、ちょっと前奏、口がしなくてなる。できれば鼻からね、マイペース。ね、自然なペース。一番大事なね、それでいう相手に、ないがこれぞ。取れない。例えば、普通にね、次から次へ、次から次へ考えて、例えばね、ああ、今ね、11時からもうすぐオーブン。お昼今日どうしましょうか。いや、私、卵が買わなかったですが、一応混んでるから、次から次。その線はね、この考え、100%ストップじゃない。けど、なんていうの、複雑にするかもしれない。例えばね、あ、今ね、お昼は、昼、次の、いや、今日、トラック大統領がね、トラック、トラック、私の問題もあって、外とか外の間に、別に何も考えてない、綺麗な相手に、できるだけそこにする。けど、100%ストップじゃないね。けど、だけど、考えはね、時計で車にね、車、通らないでいくんですよ。車通ってない。大体、つきました。もう、座っている時のね、態度がね、その態度がね、第一はね、この座禅とかね、今の時に、他にやることない。ここは完璧。例えばね、この座禅会、古い、もう、ね、この時間をね、ちょっともったいないから、この座禅、完全、この座禅、今、他に行くところは、とりあえず、今の時間に、他にやることない。ここは、世界の中心、今、座っています。その態度が大事。ね、普通に人間はね、いろいろ判断しますね。これが好き、このが嫌い。これがいい、これが悪い。さあ、最後はね、次は、OK。まあ、今の時間ね、11時終わりますので、けど、またこう、開けてね、けど、とりあえずね、15分ぐらい座ってください。その態度、OK。できるだけ、OK。簡単にして。
We will now recite the metta verses. We wish peace and good things, tolerance, equanimity to all sentient beings, including ourselves, those we love, a friend, strangers, even the difficult and hard people in this world, thinking that if they truly knew peace and health, they wouldn't be that way. Today, we'll also make special dedication of this to people who are living in difficult places in this world right now. Places like Iran, Israel, Palestine, the Middle East, Venezuela this week. People dealing with very, very hard things that it's hard to imagine. Our friends in Ukraine and Russia too. All peoples of the world. All right, let's begin with ourselves. It's okay to wish ourselves peace. May I be free of suffering. May I feel safe and still. Really visualize this, feel this. May I be free of enmity. Enmity means hate. May I be loving, grateful, and kind. May I be healthy, and when I'm not healthy, may I be at ease in all my ills. May I be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Okay, now you can think of someone you love, someone in your family. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Now, someone, a friend. I'm going to chant for the people in this room right now. Anyone. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, gentle, and kind. I think they are, but we can all use a little more. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Okay, now for a stranger, someone we barely knew, someone we passed in the street or in a store. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. And next, for the troublemaker, the hard ones, those who do violence and other ugly things. If they knew this peace, they would not be that way. May they be free of suffering. May they feel safe and still. May they be free of enmity. Oh yeah. May they be loving, grateful, and kind. May they be healthy in body and mind, and at ease in all their ills. May they be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. And I'll toss in a little more tolerant too. Okay, tolerant of others. All right. Now we're going to chant for all sentient beings everywhere. Let's toss in the mice. May we be free of suffering. May we feel safe and still. May we be free of enmity. May we be loving, grateful, and kind. May we be healthy and at ease in all our ills. May we be at peace, embracing all conditions of life. Let's sit for a few more minutes. We will now recite the verse of atonement and the 4 vows. So come back next time. Well, you need slippers. Here's slippers. Oh, we ran out of slippers. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. You get the winter slipper. Hold on, you come to the front here. Hozan is going to be with Beyond, our special Eno today. You have the paper?
I can.
Oh, you can do it. Okay, you stay right here. Everyone can see. Right there. Right there. The candle keeps going out today. Okay.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
So, Jose, come here, quick. So, just we got the minute. Just how was your first visit to Tree Leaf Scuba?
It's lovely, absolutely lovely, enjoying a lot.
Our next stop, I'm taking him to the Particle Collider and to see the Space Center because this is Science City. And as I mentioned, I'm a Zen futurist. We got our biologists and our researchers here. I want to say one more thing about the mice. If you believe in traditional rebirth, maybe in their next life they come back as cancer researcher, or maybe patient that you save. Okay. All right. See you guys later. Love you all. Thank you for coming today. We had more people in the Zendo today than over there. Okay. See you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
Neda, not nervous anymore, right?
What?
No,
No, I
got
was
through it.
I was asking Neda, not nervous anymore, right? Nerves are
Yeah.
gone.
No, got through it.
Yeah, sure. We're easy. We're easy.
Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
filling in, Bjorn.
Thank you.
And
Huh?
we're never going to Anne again.
I
Thanks for
doubt
filling
it.
in.
I bet you will.
I
But
was calling you Marianne this week.
that'd be like me calling you James instead